Since June last year, he's been the federal chair of for European Federalism, Young European Federalists, and volunteering for different organizations. She is studying game art and 3D animation in Vienna, not in camps. If you have questions, please answer from her.
So hello everyone, I'm Ella, and I'm the federal chair of Vienna, Austria. And BJ stands for Bund, and Jeff stands for Junge Europäische Federalisten, so Young European Federalists. And we're a very big organization. This year we have our 70th anniversary, so that's cool. And we have many member organizations. So on one hand, we have our regional associations, and on the other hand, we have many member organizations, such as the Debate Club, the European Youth Parliament, and ISED, IGB, and also ESN Austria. So yes, you are part of BJ. So next one. So every organization does their own thing, of course, as you know, but we also have joint events and joint activities. And so we have networking events, and for example, here's the section, and we do the Europe Day celebration together. We organize together with Vienna Austria, another member organization, and all the different members from the member organization also help with information booths at the celebration. Also, we do campaigns for elections. For example, in 2024, we received the official mission from the European Parliament to do the campaign for the upcoming European elections for the first time at young voters. And we did information booths at Margareta-Straße, and we tried to inform the people about the elections, and we tried to convince them to go vote, please. And through the participation of all the member organizations, we have the great opportunity to reach many, many young people and to inform them about the elections. Also do seminars to teach the people who are behind the information booths how to get the message across and how to inform about the elections. And as you can see currently in many European countries, but also in the USA, democracy is not something that should be taken for granted, and nor are the achievements of the EU, and also improving their output. And so it's very important to protect the EU and democracy and the achievements that go with it. And this is what BJ basically stands for. And this is why we exist. We are not only committed to preserving these achievements, but also to extend those benefits. And you are basically all BJ members through ESN Austria. So you're more than welcome to join and in all our activities, all our events. And yeah. And what are the advantages of being part of BJ? You might ask. Basically, if you're interested in taking part in democratic and political action, we are here for you. You can bring in contributed ideas, and for events, for activities, we're more than happy to hear you out and see what we can do. But even if that's not your kind of thing, you have another very grand advantage, our large network. The network you have access through us consists of not only our member organizations networks, which are big networks across Europe, but also the entire European Federalist movement, which is also huge. So this includes the young federalists, but also the adult. And young federalists become famous people. For example, the former EU Commissioner Johannes Hahn and the governor of Corinthia, Peter Kaiser. So there are also European federalists among the members of the European Parliament who come from different countries and different political parties, and they are organized in this group. You might have heard of them. And federalists have always been pioneers. For example, in the 1960s, they minted euro coins and sent them to all the governments and heads of state, and they called for a common currency, when back then that wasn't really a thing. So, and now in many EU countries, we pay with the euro today. So, huge achievement. So I invite you to take advantage of being able to access and being part of such a huge and open network. And yeah, come to our events. We have many networking events. Also, we have more for the next offers if that interests you more. For example, we have the Europa Kino, so you can go to the movies several times a year for free. And the new movies most of the time have something to do with democracy and something political. Or you can join the barbecue and picnic events in summer. Or if you want to watch the song contest with us, the debating club always organizes it basically, and this year too. So please join. Yeah, and if you like, you don't have to speak German. I mean, most events probably are in German, but for the networking events, you can also. There are always people who speak English because all the member organizations have their programs in English, so most of them are pretty fluent in English. And if you want to stay informed about our events, next slide, please subscribe to our newsletter. You can find it on our website, j.bau.at. Currently, it's still in German because we don't have anybody else. But we like first to make it translate to English. Maybe you know somebody. So perhaps in future it will be also in English, but the English offer events are also written in English, so that's kind of fine then. Exactly, so please subscribe, and maybe I'll see you at one of our events. And if you have any questions, please just ask. Thank you very much. So hereby Robert is ready. Hereby I open the speakers list. Are there any questions that you would like to ask about the presentation about German? Please go ahead. Yes, we have a question over there. Where's the second mic? Second. Just better don't you do that. Verena is in a week. I wanted to ask if your events are also open for international students, or if it's just for like members of the EU. So there are internal events just for video members, but yes, there are also networking events where everybody could join. So yeah, we're members. You're all members. Yeah. I was just wondering. You can bring friends. Yeah, you can bring friends. That's no problem. Like just bring people. It's fine. Okay, so if we think that an event will be beneficial for our international students, we can also just promote it. Absolutely. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Engineer MB, I just want to ask what would be the next event, upcoming event that you could attend, suggest? Like, do you have it in mind?
Thank you for the question. I have to think about that.
Register, so whatever is the next networking event.
We're
working on the organizing our panel discussion there are no big date now. And the big event is on the 10th of May for the Madrid Festival.
Yes, so please all come. Yeah, so 26th of February. One question. Not. If there are no more questions, I will propose to close the speakers list. Are there any objections? No? Okay, speakers list is closed. Thank you very, very much. Amazing. Isn't that great? So next up we have another presentation from Teach for Austria, and I already see Philip eager to explain to us what Teach for Austria is and invite the representative of Teach for Austria. So Philip,
Inviting to the stage Coco Saal, who is responsible for talent acquisition and partner management at Teach for Austria. What Teach for Austria is, Coco will explain. Coco has a history and experience in content creation writing. She is currently working on the second novel. And she is also engaged and active with Sorority, which is an independent female platform for professional networking. If that's one of your topics, you should talk to Coco as well.
Thank you. There. I will skip right ahead. Because I had this presentation within my workshop. So, yes, Teach for Austria. Who are we? What are we doing? We are an organization and network who looks for high potential in from very different study directions. Those people, they're called fellows within our program. We send for 2 years into kindergarten and schools to work with children who are socially disadvantaged. First, we are convinced that in kindergarten and schools there is a place, or there are places to learn leadership. This is what my workshop is going to be about. So, leading self, leading people, leading change. In our program, we think that first you have to learn something about yourself. So, in our social leadership program, fellows will learn how to lead themselves during our summer academy, during their training on the job, which is then in kindergarten and school. They will learn how to lead people, in this case, children and teenagers, for whom they take responsibility from day one. Because we think that only when you lead yourself, you are able to, and be your best version, you are able to lead other people, and then in the long run, hopefully will lead to systematic change, which we really need education in our society to better the life of the many and not the few. So this is our vision. Every child has a chance for a good life, no matter how much money or education their parents have. To make this vision come true, we rely on our social leadership program, in which we teach our fellows and each and single potential of our fellows they can bring along. For our work, leadership really is the key. And in our opinion, this is how you show leadership. If you can hold 30 kids' attention on a Friday afternoon, you can do anything in business. Because if you can teach them and really get to them, you know, no matter where you go in business and life, you will always be able to do exactly that. And nobody teaches you that on Friday afternoon, especially. So, this is Teach for Austria. I think I'm going to talk about the workshop later, right? So, yeah, thank you very much. Thank you. Some excitement, please. All right. So thank you a lot. I would open the speakers list. Are there any questions? Yes, we have a question. This two mic thing is not ideal. We're gonna change that. Where do you send your fellows to? Is it just in Austria, or are you sending them abroad? Sorry, Sophie is a So Teach for Austria is kind of an under organization of Teach for Art. Teach for America was founded first in 1989 by Ben Cobb in America and US. And then other countries kind of tried to copy it and ask permission. So when it was founded, Teach for Austria 2011, Walter Emberger, the founder, had to answer several questions and really what's the word? Really present his idea. And so we're kind of an under organization, but we're completely autonomous because for Teach for Art, for the head quarters or whatever, it is really important that every organization can act on a regional level because like different countries, different problems. Also, if they seem like close, but yeah, logically, politics is different, governments are different, so there are different needs, and so we can really, really reach the people in the right manner. We have like really an autonomous way to act. And in Austria, we are based in Vienna and in Linz also. We have schools in Upper and Lower Austria and kindergarten here in Vienna. And since this year, also the Volksschule, which is going to start the first project this year, and we're really excited about that. Yeah. Any more questions?
Philip is in Austria. What kind of prerequisites do you have for your participants in the program?
So basically, you have to be able to work in Austria, work permission, C1 German skills level, and then, of course, you have to have at least 160 points. That's all. So it's basically for after your studies and or in between your bachelor and your master, because it's quite a nice way to, in between those two, have 2 years really like the training on the job to be really to get out of the lot of thinking and go really into acting and doing something, and then you can in 2 years have a lot of experiences that you can use afterwards to continue creating your career way. Any more questions? Okay. The ring is nominative. So if there are no more questions, I'm supposed to close the speakers list. Are there any objections? No. Okay, thank you very much. Speakers list is closed. Thank you very much for this amazing presentation. Which leads us, Philip, are you continuing to introduce every single person that's coming on stage? Or are we doing? Okay, I can do that. Okay, so next up, I would ask Sophie to come on stage for the presentation of the safety team. Thank you, Robert. Everyone? Yes, there we go. So Sophie? Hi, so I'm from the safety team. I'm from the safety team as well. It's the third person in the safety team. He's currently stuck in the train, so we will get to know him a bit later. So yeah, we're the safety team. So you all heard before that there's the code of conduct. And we're here to ensure that you kind of stick to it. And there's also some other things that we should maybe think about that maybe didn't go as well in the last NA. For example, we would like to ask you for like not consuming alcohol during sessions, or also when you go out party and you sleep at another person's house, make sure to like stay the master of your own senses. Don't make anyone feel uncomfortable. But I mean, that's basics. So yeah, we're here for you. You find our phone numbers in the survival guide. And I think that's it about the safety team for now. Yeah, there will be a third person, but it's okay. But we will get to know. and you're to be recognized by your name tags, by the color of your name tags, I assume. It's orange and there's written faculty. That also has one on the face. But yeah, that's how you can recognize that. And are you gonna be in the social program as well? So whenever you have any concerns or want to address something that is happening or not happening or happening in a way even if you don't want it to happen, you can always go to either these lovely people here and our international guests, right? Yes, exactly. Also, if you lost in Vienna, it can happen, if you have to make it to Vienna, just give us a call. As I said, phone numbers are in the survival guide. We will find you. No worries. In the most consensual way possible. There's going to be another introduction tomorrow for everyone who wasn't here. So really, if you have questions for them, you can also approach them later. Otherwise, I would thank you very much for the introduction and ask Sarah to just stay with us because the next thing on the agenda is no. Yes. So we will have a kind of value system at the end, because the thing is when you're going from your section or yes, it can be a bit close and value. And for that peer delivery, I managed to be very experienced members. Since not everyone is here, I think I will just send the but it is nice to find. And it's online, then we have who you are. Mario is not here. And yes, they came from Takama, yes, Italy. And they do like a baptism for the new members, so they have a lot of challenges. We try a bit softer approach. Or that we made this challenge. Every new member will get like a paper. And I will not explain anything because we will talk to people and then you can find out about stuff. And the person with the most signatures will get a prize on Saturday. And if you are really shy or feel uncomfortable, I'm sure you're one. Talk to people and the others. And then Gabriel came also up with a small challenge. Do you want to explain it now or not?
I think we can explain it later in the program. Yeah.
Perfect. But just so you know, better to get to know your bodies now. And you see the just a small paragraph. I would say. Yeah, questions?
I'm not opening or closing the stuff and no, it's fine. No, it's fine. I think when Sarah says find your bodies now, he of course means after the official program of the National Assembly is over for tonight, we go to dinner, then you can find people, because right now we have to continue. But are there any questions for Sarah about the body system, although she established that she's not going to answer any questions right now?
Yes, if not everyone is here, maybe you can write tomorrow as well. And what can I do tomorrow during the day with your people? Yeah.
All right. Since that has been established, thank you very much, Sarah. All good. And of course, amazing. So you already got through the first part of the plenary sessions. And next, we're gonna have workshops, which is very exciting. And now I have two little hands for you. Please to the next slide. Thank you. And another one. So as you already saw in the agenda, because you studied the agenda for the last week and know it by heart, of course. You know that there will be two different workshops, one for more experienced members, one for members who are relatively new to national assemblies and ESN. And I would ask here Gabriel and of course again Coco to come to the stage and explain to us shortly what is gonna happen in their workshops.
So this is the newbies version. So first, national exam, you can join us to learn more about this game and what's going on in this meeting.
So as I told you before, Teach for Austria basis what we teach on leadership, and I will present one of our models that we work and that we teach with to you, adaptive leadership. And we'll have a general look at it and then dive into the process, which consists of observe, understand, and act, have some writing and some discussion exercises. And in the end, I hope that you, through those exercises and discussions, will take something away from you, from this workshop for you, for your life and in general, to better handle conflict and problematic situations.
Thank you very much. So how this is gonna work now? You're gonna decide which workshop you want to go for, the version for the newer members, or the version for the more experienced members, of course. There is no option to not go to any of those workshops, just so I've said it. That's not the plan. And I would ask you, I mean, the rooms are there, but I would ask you to go on either one side or the other so that people can assemble with you and go to the rooms, and to be back at the latest 5:30 sharp, because that's when we're gonna meet. So we're gonna have 1.5 hours and enjoy. point on the agenda are the event reports. So I would ask Tia and Fabian to join me on stage. Okay. Then I would there is okay. Should you and Fabian please join us on stage for the event report? You have a certain amount of minutes for that. And I'm gonna tell you immediately which is no, that's event report. Let's say 10 minutes and 5 for questions. Okay? Awesome. And there's
Hello everyone. So you have already heard about us. Sorry. Okay. Good evening. So my name is Jigen and this is Pia and Fabian. We are going to give you a report on the international events that we had in the past year, and especially go on to the GHS event, however, and also the national boards training that was this. First of all, I'm going to give you a small overview of what international events there are in ESN, like that's organized by ESN International in other countries during the whole year. For that, there's a very nice graph, which is this one. This was shown to us during the General Assembly, which was in November, where this is like one cycle of the international event. So this shows 1 year, and you see each month there. And there's more or less 1 to 2 events every month that is organized by ESN International. And all of these events are focused on local volunteers, like open for every ESNer to join. So everybody can join them. And some of them are, for example, focused on ESNers who are like on the national board or active on the national level and the international level. So I'm just going to give you a small overview separated between the local, like for every ESN and the events that are for national and international, so that you know what's coming up for you the next year. So first of all, these are the ones that you will find this coming year, 2025, which you can go and join. Some of you might have already heard about EDK Starter. That is happening now in February, end of February. It's an event for people who are interested in becoming facilitators and trainers. So you want to give workshops and stuff like that, and they train you to do that. So the registration has already closed for now, but it's every year. So next year, if you are interested in workshops and stuff like that, you can go for that. I also added a link to all of the events. So if you get the presentations, you can click there and get some more info on that. So the next one will be in April, the Erasmus Generation Meeting. As you can already see, it's already old and blue. That's one of the most important events that we have, where from all of the countries in ESN, everybody comes together. We have like 800 to 1,200 ESNers coming together for a conference kind of thing, with workshops and presentations and lots of programs like that. And in May, and that's going to happen in April. In May, there is something called the study session. I don't have a link there yet. I have to take some. Okay, I will get back to the study session in a bit. Then there's also the International Erasmus Games. That's like a sports event where teams from each country come together and then they compete together. So that's also happening every year. So if you're interested, you can also join that. In September, there's the community meetings. People who have been explored or have been active in that sector for a long time. You know, there's different communities like finance community, like education community, and stuff like that. That's an event for everybody who is interested in one of these topics in the community. Come together and network with the people from there, from different countries in that topic. That's going to happen in September, and then you can also expect to have a local change makers training. That's going to happen in September. That's also open for everybody. And there they give you a training for each volunteer to discussions and to leadership trainings. Like I don't have the full details and there's no link there, but if you will get some emails if you ask the local for they can forward it. And then in October, that's also one of the bigger and most important ones. You can see it's already blue and gold. That's the regional platforms. That's the main term. So all of the countries in ESN, they're kind of clustered together in 5 regions. And that's like one of them is the Central European region. You can see down here. I don't have a pointer. So that's Central European region. That's where we are, as ESN Austria. That's together with Hungary, with Slovakia, Ukraine is also in our region. So that takes place in October, and that's one of the events where you usually meet most of the first people when you're starting up in ESN from different countries and make the first contacts. And you also have like a view how it looks like in different countries and the international level. So I really encourage you to register for the EGM and also especially for the regional platforms like TEP if you are interested in going into the national and the international levels and get to know volunteers from other countries and make your memories there. So moving on to the next one, these are the events that are meant for national level or international level volunteers like ESNers. The first one, for example, in February now is the Insight Days. That's like a call or like a meeting together with the international board for the people who are interested to apply for the international board. So they give you like infos and info. And then in April, you have the General Assembly, and you have usually 2 General Assemblies in a year. This year, it's going to be in April in Dubrovnik. The next one is going to be in November in Wrocław. That's like what you're doing right now here, but on the national level. So it's like the National Assembly, what you're having now, but for international level. It's also open for every ESNer. Usually, it's the national board, like the president from each national board going there because they're the vote holder. And then you have 2 national delegates. This year, it's going to be Pia and Fabian and Philip or Jadon Brock, who are going to represent ESN Austria. I'm also going as a guest. And yeah, and then in June this year, there's going to be the national boards training. That's a training for the people who are in the national boards to get prepared for their mandates with a lot of topics, strategy, and stuff like that. And then there's also the transition month in July for the international board, where it's going to be calmed down a little bit because they're having the transition there. And yeah, and then the last one is the next national boards training after June in November. So there's 2. And this year is a list of all of the events in the whole year, just so you have a whole view. So this was like a lot to take in about events. Let us speak now. And now we can move on to the more fun part, GA
So last year in November, the 3 of us went to the General Assembly International in the beautiful city of Thessaloniki. And yes, so here you can see the topics we voted on, and actually we also wrote a report about this event where you can find all of the details about that. So, for example, ESN Casa is a new section of data. Yes.
Yes, maybe one thing I want to add is we voted also on the EGM application from Toulouse, from France. This one was probably the most anticipated one. In the end, it was rejected, so still there is no EGM 2026.
Yes, here you can see some pictures from our time with the
You can also see the international board cutting the cake of ESN card on it. That's like 20 years of ESN card celebration there. And then you have like us standing together with Germany and Switzerland because we always do. This sign of DACH stands for Deutschland, Austria, and CH for Switzerland. It's just a joke, but we just do that sometimes to time. And you will also see this part. There's also an ESN. Okay, we can move on. So the next one, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the national boards training that happened in December last year. It was only me who went there. Unfortunately, like more people wanted to join, but it didn't work out. And it was in Cluj-Napoca, which is in Romania. And so there are like workshops there, just like 3 days, and many people from different national level, from Greece, from Spain, from different places came here. We also have Valerie here somewhere, whom I met there. Hello. And there's like workshops on strategy management, HR, volunteer management, transparent inclusive governance. So I made a small list of all of the workshops we had there. You can move on to the fun part. I also put in some pictures. You can see all the way to the left, that's me taking a picture with the ESN Austria flag and our neighbors, like András, Kinga, and Peter from Hungary. We are good friends with them. And then you see like some workshop pictures here, and also some more cake in ESN. They're celebrating, I think that was also 20 years of ESN Romania, if I'm not mistaken. And then in the middle you can see, don't call me autoimmune violation here. That's an ESN star on the floor, people. Yeah, and then you can see on the top there the group that attended, like the national board training. You can see in the background, I don't know if you see well, all of the flip charts and stuff that we work together. Yeah, that's it. I think. Yeah, thank you for your attention. I hope you go on and join some of the international events to see more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we can agree on that after the presentation, you're very welcome to that, but in because otherwise it might be a little confusing. All right, thank you very much for the presentation. And if everyone is ready, yes, I'm opening the speakers list. Are there any questions about international events or the events that your representatives went to? Hoppala. Could someone take the microphone, please? Mario. Please remember to always state your name and selection before asking the question. Thank you.
Mario Unikat. Quick question for Chitin. The entity include the crew picture. Was it intentional that there was a few people, or was there an issue with the participation?
Yes, they anticipated to have more participants initially. This is actually a smaller group than that they expected. So in the end, 30 people, 20 participants joined, 30. I don't have the exact count in mind. Usually it's bigger. This is not a very small group this time. Thanks.
Philip?
Philip, ESN Austria. Is there any limitation for being allowed to participate at those events? Because you said that most of them are for national or international boards.
I am not aware of any restrictions per se. I just know that the target group they mention is that it's for the national level, like national board members or national level volunteers. So we're like running business on the national level in a sense. So I'm not aware of any restrictions. You would have to ask them.
Any other questions? No? No one interested in going to international? Yes, we have some
questions from the kids.
Marta, ESN Croatia. I was wondering, besides those events, do any of your volunteers maybe participate in other people's other sections, other countries, MAs or stuff like that?
Yes, actually 2 weeks ago, I've been going to the National Assembly of Peace and Germany. And then I can do.
Any other questions? Sure. International night. Okay.
Yeah, so also everybody of us gets the email invitations for the MAs of different countries. Like if you look on Slack, our main channel, we also have the international events channel. So if you're interested in joining the MAs of other countries, the neighboring countries, you can do there. They also usually invite us personally, they order you. That's how we went to Dresden, for example, and we met everybody from Germany. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so if there are no further questions, I propose to close the speakers list. Are there any objections? No, speakers list is closed. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you. Next up, we have joining us again for the conclusions on the social ethics outcomes. Yeah. Hello everyone. So as you all knew, the social impact phase happened. Does anyone of you not know what the social impact phase is? Okay. So then I'm just gonna explain very shortly. The social impact phase are meetings that are being held to promote
the section to be especially impactful and to know that ESN is not a large organization and also to leave a sustainable like footprint in our society. And this year there was a little bit of a was that we calculated or I calculated which of the sections was the most impactful within ESN Austria. And yeah, I mean, announced the three most impactful sections. So on page 3 there was TV was on page 3. Then plates 1 and 2 actually are exactly the same. So plates 1 and 2 are yeah. For that. So yeah. So, thank you very much. All right. So cool. Now, since so well, a couple of things are actually the very exciting ones because we have the first round. Exciting because we forum. Well, we'll see about that. So for now, how it works for everyone who's voting for the first time, I'm gonna say the name of the section, and then I'm gonna ask what. I'm gonna randomize which section I start with because otherwise it's a little unfair that the section with the well first letter of the alphabet in our order would have to be here earliest in the morning. And then I will ask if the representative who also has the vote delegation of said section is here. If you do, then you please say loud and clear yes, raise your hand so I can see it. But be aware that you can only vote if you are the person that is being the vote delegate. Just because you're from that section doesn't mean that you can vote. Okay. And first for the quorum check, I'm just gonna say your section and then we continue from there. So anyone care to tell me a number between 2 and 15? 7. Take 15. I'm sorry. Okay. 7. ESN Technikum.
Yes.
Yes. Sure. That one. Go ahead. No one. Are you give us a second. Okay. Then we have Theo Platz. Yes. Thank you. You have Vienna. Thank you. Body Network to Wien. Thank you. Yes, in Innsbruck. Yes, in Innsbruck. Okay. Yes, in Innsbruck is not here. Yes, in Salzburg.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, in St. Pölten.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, in Uni Graz. Thank you. Yes, in Uni Wien. Thank you. Yes, in Boku Wien. Yes, in Boku. No, yes, in Boku is not here. Yes, in FH Wien WKW. Thank you. Yes, in Kufstein.
And from here, ESN Lint. Okay, ESN Lint. ESN Lint is not here. And ESN Klagenfurt. Thank you.
I guess we have to repeat the whole thing, sorry.
All right. I'm very sorry. We're gonna have to do that. But it's practice for all of us. It's practice. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you, Vienna. Yes, Salzburg. Thank you. Salzburg.
Yes.
Wien. So, ESN FHB. Thank you. ESN Kufstein. Not here. ESN Linz. Also not here. And ESN Klagenfurt. Thank you. Okay, so since we have 10 out of 14 sections present, we reached 4 of them. Thank you very much.
All right, so first up, since we've been already spending the day together, but you haven't really approved anyone but me yet, and since we're also finally all of us, I would ask you, maybe Kira, you can also join us on stage. We are going to be the chairing team for your event. You already know Robert, you already know me, Marie-Therese, but now we have the last leg of our chairing team, which is Vienna from Ireland. And what we would need from you now is to actually approve us so we can continue. If you don't, that would not be very nice, and it would be more a lot for you than for us, because you can continue without us here in a way. But we still hope to do it. So how it works now is I'm gonna again ask your section name, but this time you say either yes if you want to approve, whatever the question is we need to approve, or not. Say no if you don't want to approve, or abstain if you want to abstain. All right. Any questions? Everything clear? All right. So once again, ESN Technikum Wien. What you ready? Okay. Technikum, yes. Thank you. TU Graz.
Yes.
Thank you. BFI Vienna. Yes. Thank you. Buddy Network TU Wien. Thank you. ESN Innsbruck is not present. ESN Salzburg. Thank you. ESN St. Pölten.
Yes.
Thank you. ESN Uni Graz.
Yes.
Thank you. ESN Uni Wien. Yes. Thank you. ESN Bochum is not present. ESN FHB WKW. Yes. Thank you. ESN Kufstein is not present. ESN Linz is not present. ESN Klagenfurt. Thank you. That's lovely. Thanks. So we can stay. That's nice. All right. So since we have approved a chairing team now, well, not just a, but us. Thank you. You can go back if you want to. Oh yeah. Thank you. So next up we have another thing that we also need to figure out, because we need scrutinizers for this event. For every single vote that we conduct from now on, we need 2 people up here with us to count the votes with us. So there's no conflict of interest, and we have more than enough eyes to be actually here to be sure that the votes cast are also counted. So I would ask people who are neither holding a position in the national board or in the audit board or being vote holders to volunteer to be our scrutinizers for this event. It's basically not much more work. You just have to come here for voting, count when you do the online votes. Please not everyone at once. Yes, thank you, Valerie. Thank you very much. We need a second person? Yes, thank you very much. Please come to the front so we can add your names to the voting questions and then continue. A little bit of appreciation, they just volunteered to do that. Yes. Just to be sure, you're neither vote holders nor members of the board or auditors. Okay. Quality and created as scrutinizers for this national assembly. The options are yes, no, and technical meeting.
Yes.
Yes, and two class. But you're ready. Network release. Spoke. Is not here. That's good. Thank you. Curtain. Thank you. Monica. Thank you. Mimid. Thank you. Boku is not here. FAB again. Thank you. Dan is not here. Liz is not here. Frankfurt. Thank you very much. Thanks to you two. Thanks to everyone else. You're gonna be for a little longer because well, I'm not going to say what all right. Next up, the quoted agenda. We already used that you all read. You all have to approve it. In case there will be changes that don't regard the length of a single item or the spot in the agenda of one day, we will also have to vote and amend the agenda. But for now, I would ask you to vote on the current agenda that you can also find in several emails. If you want to have a look at this. But for now, I'm going to ask you, do you approve the agenda for this National Assembly? The options are yes, no, and abstain. And once again, we start with ESN Technical Meeting. Yes. Thank you. ESN Technical Labs. Yes. Thank you. ESN TFI Vienna. Yes. Thank you. ESN Body Network TUB. Thank you. ESN Innsbruck is not here. ESN Salzburg. Thank you. ESN St. Pölten. Yes. Thank you. Uni Graz. Yes. Thank you. Uni Wien. Yes. Thank you. Boku is not here. FAB WKW. Thank you. Kufstein is not here. Linz is not here. Klagenfurt. Thank you. Amazing. Awesome. And I think it's one more or two more. No, it's two more. Actually, right now we have to vote on the minutes taken at the last National Assembly, and because I all read them, and you are all very familiar with what it says in there, you have no doubts on being able to vote on them. In case you want to refresh your memories, they're also in the participants folder, but you need to approve them so we can continue also. All right, so the question is, do you approve the minutes of NA Innsbruck with was or again, yes, no, and abstain? Thank you, convene. Yes. Thank you. Seoga. Yes. BFI Vienna. Yes. Thank you. Body Network TV. Thank you. Innsbruck is not here. Salzburg. Yes. Thank you. St. Pölten. Yes. Thank you. Uni Graz. Okay. Uni Wien. Thank you. Boku Wien is not here. FAB WKW. Yes. Thank you. Kufstein is not here. Linz is not here. And Klagenfurt. Thank you. So we have 9 yeses, 1 abstain. Lovely. Thank you very much. So the minutes also have been approved. And last but not least, you have seen on the agenda and in the voting sheet that there will be quite a few changes to the National Events Policy Paper, also called NEP, with two Ps. And since this is, since it was not exactly sent out at the time where it was supposed to be sent out, so we vote on the fact that we are allowed to vote on it. It sounds a little ironic, but follow the rules. So is that clear for everyone why we're doing this vote? Sorry, Fabian, you have a comment? Yes, you want to?
Just to explain a little bit further, they were sent out by the national board to the chairing team 2 weeks before the NA. In our standing orders, it says these have to be put out no later than 14 days prior to the NA. And together with the audit board, we decided it's not really clear what that means, like to who it has to be sent. Usually in the past, it was sent to the participants and to all the sections, which was not done this time. So that's why we're asking this question, if we can actually vote on them tomorrow or on Sunday and talk about them tomorrow. Because if you say no, we don't even have to talk about it tomorrow.
Is that clear? Are there any questions regarding this vote? On Sunday. I want to comment.
Mario, audit board, just want to clarify. You're clearly asking us if we want to vote on this. So even if we say no, we still can discuss it.
That's true. Absolutely. There was another, is that, do you want?
I don't remember which one was the question.
No, what was the entire answer?
Yeah, so Dagmar, sorry.
Section.
Yes, Dagmar BFB. And if we don't vote in this NA about this topic, when will be the next time it's voted?
So it will be the next NA. Yes.
Okay.
It's basically a formality, what we're doing right now. We can still discuss it, as Mario said, but if you don't vote yes on this one, yes, there's another one.
To some extent, it's a formality.
With your name.
ESN Austria. To some extent, it's a formality. To some extent, it would also mean that it would not apply to Alps happening end of March if you don't allow us to vote on it today, like this weekend's already.
Okay.
We would need to follow the old rules, which don't necessarily support.
Mario, audit board. I'm hoping that the national level is following the current standing NEP rules, which has deadlines which are probably already occurred now, since they are quite long. So even if you don't change the NEP for the new Alps in March, there is standing procedures for the event in the NEP currently as well, which are hopefully followed.
Let's ignore the tension. Any more questions? No? All right, so we can continue with the vote. Thank you to Tim for jumping in quite literally. Do you approve the inclusion of NEP proposals to be voted on at this NA? The options are yes, no, and abstain. ESN Technical B? Yes. Thank you. ESN TU Graz? No. Okay. ESN PFI Vienna? Yes. Thank you. ESN Body Network TU? No. ESN Innsbruck is not here. ESN Salzburg? Abstain. Thank you. ESN Salzburg? Abstain. Abstain. Thank you. ESN Uni Graz? Thank you. ESN Uni Wien? Yes. Thank you. ESN Oku is not present. ESN FHB DKW? Thank you. ESN Kufstein is not present, and ESN Linz is also not present. ESN Graz. So we have 6 yeses, 2 noes, and 2 abstains. Which is more than 10. And it's
That's more than five, which is a simple majority, so we can continue the fun of voting on the national event policy. Right? All right, and then we have another one. Awesome. This was the last one. So thank you very much to those scrutinizers. And thank you very much for your first round of voting. I know it was absolutely thrilling. Can't wait to continue that on Sunday. But for now, I would ask Akti to the stage to present his candidacy as partnership manager. So please welcome him with a quick applause.
My name is Abu Ghani, but you can call me Abdul. And I applied for the partnership manager, ESN Austria. This year, called for more sponsorships and partnerships. It's a bit about me. Here, and I work for two many big companies and banks, and I was working in sales and marketing, and I was specialize in maintaining customers and this kind of stuff. So we can describe partnership in four powerful words: growth, trust, collaboration, success. I will give you a small example why partnership is really important. For example, in every, I don't know, you want to buy something, you want to fix something at home, you know two companies. You go on the website, you see the first one, cool website, nice. The second one, you open the website, you see them flex about their partnership. They have a lot of collaboration with really well-known big companies. So of course, you choose the second one. And with partnership, first collaboration. You work together, then you build trust. And with trust and working together for a long time, come growth. And with the growth, you build something. It's win-win situation. You're building something. You build a value. And then finally have success. We are reaching goals together. And here. And in my work in Univin, I had some sponsorship. I have some examples here. I have Red Bull. I made a really good contact with Red Bull, and I have Billy Boy. So that was my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Abdi. So here I'm opening the speakers list, and I would encourage you to actually ask questions because people are applying for positions and feeling very comfortable with electing people. So ask the questions that you might have. That might go to GSI. And the question is there any specific partnerships that you have already in mind that you would like to? Yeah, like is there any like?
I mean, I have some restaurant actually in mind in, and I'm looking for a new partnership. maybe in Vienna as well to make Alps like renting ski and stuff for Alps is much cheaper for the student.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. There was a question in the front.
Paulina, my question is, in case you win, would there be like products of the brand that you have just exposed, like not Red Bull? Would we have it for the Alex trip?
Like yeah, you mean like products?
Will we have a partnership with this product for Alex trip?
Of course we can. I mean, we can also offer those. I mean, I'm not sure that's the
Yeah, audit board. In ESN, we often get products from corporations. What do you think the chances are? And are you going to try to focus on that to actually get money from a company instead?
get money from something. I would love to get money from. I mean, of course, why not? I study in the BU.
Awesome. Hi, I want to ask, what is something from former partnerships, or like, yeah, what is something that you want to bring now when you deal with new partnerships?
I really learned it's so important that we both in like win-win situation. Like when we take from them, we really have to give something in return and to benefit the student as well. So all the sides are making the same profit somehow.
Thank you. Okay, there's another question.
Chantal, same class. So let's say that, okay, we have Red Bull. Does that mean for every event or ESN event we have, it's a given that it will be there, or do we still have to apply for it, or how does that work?
I mean, when I contact Red Bull to sponsor ESN Austria, we have like, let's say, I just told them like it's just for the student and coming this semester. It's just for our section. So it's dependent on the situation, I would say. And they told us like Red Bull, for example, you have to give it as a premium product, and you have to take some pictures and this kind of stuff. So every situation have different terms.
So sorry, if there's another section, for instance, that wants it, do we have to come through you now? Because you said it's only for leaving.
No, I mean I did this in the past, like because I was just like only the member. So now I'm working as a partnership manager for Austria. Work different.
Okay, thank you.
There was another question in the front.
Body network theory. How did you get Billboard on board, and how many companies produce this product did you ask? How many companies that produce this product did you ask?
Okay. Actually, I have a friend. Wrote there and I connected him and was like, yo, let's make some money. And actually, I connect other companies, but like kind of companies, but like they said, you are too late this semester. If you contact us sooner, we should provide it. Should never be too late.
Thank you. We have another question over there. Questions?
Otherwise, I would propose to close the speakers list after the next two questions. Are there any objections? No. Okay, speakers list is closed. Peter?
ESN Austria. With the previous partnership managers, it came to happen that they struggled to balance their professional career development and voluntary ESN. As you said, that you're also working. How do you intend to balance that better so that you don't need to resign to really manage yourself?
Nice questions. I mean, maintaining balance in life is so important. And I always have like really good schedule. I guess I good schedule. I have to study, work, do sport, and do like transit job. But like nobody can do that for coming life. Like nobody can. I mean, I will do my best. Just good conscious. That's all I can say.
Thank you. And then Jonas?
I know contact at Red Bull, so if you have any problems there with arranging a deal, we could give you the contact and we could get the benefit then. So I know contact at Red Bull at the company, so if you have any contacts, maybe I could forward this contact so we could get better deal at more Red Bull if you have any contacts there.
Thank you.
Very much. Just sure. That's a comment because you are not answering the question, so you can just indicate that's a comment, but it's perfectly fine. Okay. So thank you very much, Abdi. Thank you all for the question. I think there's order for another round of applause. Or which is already bringing us to today. Look at that. Even with some, well, not much time overlap. Lovely. So I would ask the OC to come and maybe if you have some announcements or if the national board or well, I don't think we have announcements besides being on time tomorrow because oh yes, yes. So okay. First, I want to remind everyone who didn't send a presentation yet but would like to hold one and has slides. We need those presentations by last Wednesday. So if it's not here till tomorrow before we start, we cannot include it. 8:50 tomorrow morning. Okay? AM. And then we have a comment from Sophie. Aha, yes. So you can also come to the stage. Sophie would like to introduce not the last, third of the stage. Or maybe you want to introduce yourself.
I mean, hello. Very late. Alessandro.
Thank you very much. And if the board doesn't have any announcements before I go to Philip for the closing, I would ask the OC to give us further information about tonight.
Hello everyone and welcome from the OC team. We're super happy that you made your way to Vienna. I think we're all starving for food and we're going directly to our dinner place where we'll take the metro together. Our reservation is at 7, so we're gonna hurry a little bit. There is no time to go home now after dinner and before the social program. And for the dinner, we have the food ready. If you have any restrictions, please make sure that we know and that you get the right food. By yourself, you have to pay cash. If you don't have cash with you, there's an ATM right around the corner. So before we go, take some cash with you to the restaurant. For the social program, We are having our semester closing party today with the incoming. It's at Courage in class. But all the participants of DNA are invested. So if you enter the club or some kind of club, it's not a huge club. It's called a bar club. Bar club. It's very small. It's just for us. And please say your name and you will get it for free. And there will also be some pool tables there to play at the same time for free while the party is going on. Furthermore, we have some little extra game that is going on during the whole night at social bingo. So you will all get some social bingo cards, I think at the dinner. And there are some tasks on it, basically to get to know each other. And the first person will send the full bingo sheet with the names into the group chat will get a little prize. So for the rules, you can go to the prize. The thing with the ticket is that this weekend we changed the ticket, so we for the holidays. But the Vienna knows that there are a lot of students that try to not buy tickets for the holidays, and they will control a lot. We will go to the city center now, so please make sure that your ticket is valid. If you're not sure, ask someone from Vienna if it's valid. I don't want to lose anybody. Guys.
Two controls on my
For the dinner, half dinner, but if you want to for tomorrow for breakfast, we'll have breakfast from 8 to 9. But at the 2, we will leave this place, so please take everything for the dinner. Not come back here. Tomorrow we will meet and then also tomorrow you will come your again. I want to see. Now let's go. And before we go for dinner, please say a couple of words to end the day. Thursday, last day.
Louder, please. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you also very much for behaving while we had this festival. I hope you like this and you fun to contact me, tearing team, whoever. Please approach us, the board or the tearing team. We are always open for any kind of constructive feedback. And since I'm hungry as well, please be there on time tomorrow morning at table, not at DFI at table. Have fun tonight and don't overdo it with alcohol. Drink responsibly.
Okay.